So welcome to lesson 13, and we're going to continue with our lessons on multiplicative comparisons. Today is Wednesday, September 23rd, so welcome. Our learning target: I can determine the area of rectangular figures and apply their knowledge of multiplicative comparisons to find the area of figures. Our essential questions are remaining the same as they have been throughout Unit 2. How can patterns within the number system help solve problems, and how are numbers related to each other? This is our problem of the day. Jackie wants to paint one wall in her bedroom blue. The wall is 8 feet by 9 feet. One small can of paint covers 64 square feet. A large can covers 84 square feet. Which can of paint should she buy? Is this question solved using area or perimeter? So I've gone ahead and done our cubes on here, and you'll see I've circled all the key numbers, the 8 feet, 9 feet, 64 square feet, and 84 square, and I've underlined the questions. Which can of paint should she buy, and is this question solved using area or perimeter? Okay, and up here I've drawn a rectangle. I made my own grid. I've done an 8 by 9, so you know it's 8 feet wide by 9 feet long. Okay, so I have 9 equal parts going down, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and over here I've got 8 equal parts going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so in order to find, we're looking for the what we're looking for is which can of paint should she buy. Okay, so one small can of paint covers 64 square feet. A large can covers 84 square feet. So what we're trying to find is the area on the inside of it. We're trying to find out the area on the inside, okay, and how much is needed. How much is needed, how much paint is needed to be able to cover it all. And in order to find the area, of course, there's 2 different ways you can do it. You can count all these up, and when you count up each and every tile, you're going to get 72. Oh, and I'm going to go on this side over here. When you count them all up, you're going to get 72 square feet. Okay, so 72 square feet when you count up all of the units on the inside. Another way to do that, guys, is, and we haven't talked a whole lot about it yet, is multiply the length times the width. Okay, so if we took the 8 and we multiply it by the 9, you're gonna get the same answer. Okay, so 8 times the 9 is 72 square feet. It's the same thing as us counting all of the inside squares, which is answer is going to be 72. Okay, so our question, since now that we know that the area is 72 square feet, so a small can covers 64, a large can covers 84. Which one should we buy? So which one should she buy? You want to get enough paint to cover the entire thing. So if you got 64, it would not be enough. So if she bought 64, it would not be enough. So she's going to want to buy the large can. So she's going to want to buy the large can because it's going to be more than enough. Okay. So our next question at the bottom is this question solved using area or perimeter? So what did we find? What did we solve on here? Did we solve and find out what the exterior of it was, the outside part, or did we find the inside? We found the inside. So with us finding the inside, that means that we found the area of the figure. We found the area of the figure, and that's going to be our answer for that part. The next few slides are going to be just review from yesterday to remind you that what area is. Area is the inside space. Remember, the inside space of any rectangle. So you count all these up on the inside, you get the area. Same thing with this one down here. You can count them all up. You will be able to get the area. And our next one right here is, again, this is a review from yesterday. We went over these yesterday, and when we asked the question of how the dimensions of these rectangles related, we figured out that the blue one, the top one, was twice the width of the bottom one, which is tan in color. We figure out that the top one was twice the width of the bottom one. And this again is another review from yesterday for perimeter. So when we talked about perimeter, we found that perimeter again is the outside. When you can count up the units from the outside, and that's how you figure out what the perimeter is. It's almost like the fencing around something. So it's going to be the outside of this one and the outside of this one. And you imagine it as if you're standing and you're looking at it from this side, you count these. If you're standing right here and you're looking at this figure from there, you count 4. If you're standing over here, you're counting 2. If you're standing over here, you count 4 of them, okay? So for our next 2 slides, what I want you to do is go in and turn into page 111 in your math binder. So go to turn to page 111 in your math binder, because you're actually going to do your work in there today for our next couple of slides. And these are both for area and perimeter. All right, so the first one, the rectangular projection screen in the school auditorium is 5 times as long and 5 times as wide as the rectangular screen in the library. The screen in the library is 4 feet long with the perimeter of 14 feet. What is the perimeter of the screen in the auditorium? So you're going to do these independently inside of your math binder. And just remember for this one, you're going to have 2 screens. So basically, you're going to be drawing 2 rectangles. You're going to be drawing a rectangle for the projection screen in the auditorium, okay? And you're going to draw a rectangle for the projection screen in the library. And you're going to look at the dimensions for each, and you're going to apply them to whichever screen that you need to. Okay. Now, when you work on that inside of your, inside of your math binder on page 111, this is actually the top part of that page. And once you finish, and I want you to try to work it first, do your best. But after you have done it, I want you to compare your answers to our very next slide, which is going to be the answer key. Okay. So compare your answers on that first one to our answer key right here. But I want you to do it independently. I want you to try your best to work it in your binder first before you go to the answer slide. And on the very next slide, this is still page 111. This is the bottom part of 111. Okay, and you're doing a similar task here. And once you worked on this one, you've done your best with it inside of your math binder on page 111. I want you to compare your work to the answer key, which is on the next slide. Okay. And on our very next slide after those 2, I've set up time for us to work on Khan Academy. So I want you to practice on Khan Academy for 15 minutes. And once you go into Khan Academy, you've got assignments for area and perimeter that have already been assigned to you by your teacher. Okay, they're your assignments, and I want you to click on those and work on those. There's going to be some videos in there, and there's other exercises that I want you to work on related to area and perimeter. Now, if you still need help logging in, I want you to click on this little short video. This will explain to you how to log into Khan Academy. And our next slide is our last one for the day and our task. So finish page 111 if you haven't done it already. And I want you're working on them inside of your math binder. And I want you to upload a copy of your work. We practice you taking pictures of your work and attaching it to the assignment before you submit it. Okay. And then just on the previous slide, I've instructed you to go to Khan Academy and work on the assignments that your teacher have already assigned to you regarding area and perimeter. There's some videos on there. I want you to watch them. And as you watch them, take notes in your math notebook.